Prime One Studios, known for their high-end collectibles and statues, is putting out a Beast Wars Megatron statue, and they finally have the final images of what the final product is going to look like. And man, oh man, it looks great, but this is one of the, if not the one of the most expensive out of the gate Transformer products ever released. And what I mean by that is there is Transformer stuff that you could buy out there that are $1,200, $1,100, but they're usually old rare product. They're usually not like brand new, fresh out of the gate, product that's not exactly super expensive. But this is something that it looks great, but it's four digits.
Yeah.
And I own some expensive statues that have the LED kind of gimmick in them, and at most I've either paid $200 to $300 to $400, or luckily, shout out to First Four Figures, they were sent to me for free for
Mm.
review. But in this case, this is something that's, I mean, there's two versions. There's the regular version, which there's only 500 of them, and then there's the exclusive version, which there's only 300 of them, which isn't a big difference between the two in terms of the number. It's not like it's
Right.
only 100 or something. The difference between the two, unfortunately, isn't really specified too much. All I could see is they say there's an alternate head for the exclusive version, which is like it's that's kind of, like it's the difference between in price between one and the other is $50. So you're paying
Mm.
$50 for a different head that you could use. But otherwise, regular version $1,150. Exclusive edition $1,199
Oh boy.
for a statue.
Yeah. For something that moves, doesn't move. Excuse me.
Doesn't
Something that
move.
doesn't move.
Doesn't move, doesn't transform. And I mean, and the thing is too, the argument I also give is, I mean, it's not like this is a design of a character that hasn't been perfected already,
Mm.
or that like there's so many first season, first mode Beast Wars Megatron toys out there. And I mean, to me, I always say to people, if you pick up that Beast Wars 2-pack from the 10th anniversary, that Megatron, that's like the perfect Beast Wars Megatron toy ever. It's
Mm.
just it's amazing. It doesn't get any better than that. And this one here, I mean, it's not like you have removable accessories or anything. It just has the glowing eyes. It has the LED,
Oh,
and
okay.
if
I see the alternate head.
yeah, there's
The
there's
alternate
the
head is like grit teeth, like "Rrrr," and
one's
then the other
grinning, one
one,
isn't.
and then the other one's like kind of like a smirk.
But it's not like anything's articulated on it. It's not like there's other interchangeable parts, like you could take off, like, let's say his tail hand and have just his regular hand under it
The
holding
one thing I
holding
will
a
give
golden
it,
disc or something.
one thing I will give it is that the paint job is immaculate.
Oh, of course.
It like the detail, attention to detail, especially on the teeth and the tongue and the inside of his mouth, and
Any of
then
these statue kind of things,
yeah, they.
obviously the money is all, like, if you're paying that kind of price, it's because these are hand painted,
Mhm.
absolutely gorgeous things. And even the little details on his base itself, the Dinobot head with Dinobot's sword in his eye.
Yeah, some
Um,
revisionist history
his,
going on
his,
there.
yeah, yeah, seriously, eh? His rotor tail also broken at his
Yeah.
feet. There's a little helipod thing which Megatron would pick up and hold in his hand, and it would show like a little schematic of whatever he was talking about at the time. I know there was an example. This is, mind you, season two, but he was showing Rampage a little like hologram of a mountain, and then he destroyed the mountain. And
Yeah,
like that,
yeah, yeah. And then it
like
shows
there's
it
that
getting
little
changed.
helipod. It's on the ground there. There's little pieces of everything on the floor there. It's a really cool base. So there's a lot of but there's a lot of character going on even on the floor of this statue.
Hmm.
It looks great. Don't get me wrong. Beast Wars is easily my favorite Transformer series of all time. And if this was something that was a little more affordable, honestly, I'd consider it.
Yeah.
Because a while back, Hard Heroes, way before we ever got our Generations Rhinox figure, Hard Heroes did a statue of Rhinox. and it was the best physical 3D interpretation of the Rhinox character up to that point. Because at
Yeah.
that point, all we really had was the Beast Wars toy, which it was what it was. It didn't really look like how he did on the show.
Yeah.
So, and I pulled the trigger on it because it was just this gorgeous interpretation of not even one of my favorite characters in the show, but it was a gorgeous interpretation of Rhinox from my favorite Transformer series of all time. Beast Wars Megatron is my favorite Transformer villain of all time. Bar none. There is not a Decepticon, Predacon, or otherwise that even comes close to David Kay's interpretation of Megatron. Easily.
Insert
And
yes.
yeah,
Insert David K's yes right here.
yes, just like yes.
I,
It's
I
just
wasn't gonna do it. You have to get the man to do it. You know.
yeah, we're just cheap knockoffs to what he's doing. Um, but that being said, like I absolutely love this character to death. You know, like if Hot Rod's my favorite Autobot, this is easy, or Maximal, this is easily my favorite Decepticon and or Predacon.
Wait, you
is
mean like
Megatron.
Cheetor being your favorite Maximal, or Hot Rod
Cheetor,
being your favorite Transformer?
Cheetor and Dinobot kind of are a tie for who's my favorite Maximal.
Okay.
They on different days I like them both. You know.
All right.
But when it comes to the bad guy side of things, of all of the Transformers mythos, it's always been Beast Wars Megatron for me. Just by how cool. And this thing is, if this thing was, honest to God, if it was $500, I'd consider it more. Like, not changing anything, because obviously if they gutted stuff to make it $500, then I'd also be less interested also. But
Yeah.
if you gave me this with the light up thing, and this thing's big too, it's huge, it's 27 inches, it's a large, 27 inches is huge.
I
That's
don't
big.
have space for that.
Yeah, it's like it's not like it's a tiny statue either.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a big statue, 27 inches to give you a perspective of height. Think about it this way: Fort Max is almost 2 feet.
Yeah.
2 feet is 24 inches.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
This thing is huge. So there's a reason why it's $1,200. You're buying a doorstop. You're buying something that you put in your fountain in the front of your house. You know, like that's what you're buying here. It is a
Do you think that they'll size it down and put it at a cheaper price point, or
I think that if the numbers don't do well, and you know, because again, you have to ask yourself, who is this marketed at? You know?
Yeah.
If someone like
Chinese
me,
buyers that have the money?
yeah, it's got to be. But even then, like, are they in that Beast Wars market?
They got to
Did
stunt.
Did
They
grow
got to
up
show
on Beast
off.
Wars? You know, like how Americans and Canadians more specifically did.
Yeah.
It's so I'm really curious if they do something where it gets downsized and it's at a more affordable price point. Oh, I'll purchase it right away. They were going to do a Dinobot statue, Hard Heroes, and I was like already going to jump on that. It got canceled, but the point
Ooh.
is that I was really going to get on that one too. Like Beast Wars stuff.
I would assume the Dinobot one would have made money because we don't have a good Dinobot yet, or maybe it
It's
got
coming, though.
canceled because the MP Dinobot got announced.
No, that statue was planned a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
We're
my
talking
bad.
like when I refer to that Rhinox one, we're talking like 2003.
Oh wow. Okay.
So that Dinobot one is in that same. Hard Heroes doesn't exist anymore. That company. So
Oh, R.I.P.
yeah. So it's just to me, I feel that whenever anything comes out of Beast Wars that looks really, really, really good, I get like it's the same way how the Masterpiece Beast Wars stuff. I want to own two of them because I
Right.
feel guilty not having them in both modes because both modes had so much character.
They look amazing too. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. So it's just to me, this thing, I love it, but I don't $1,200 love it. Where $1,200 in Transformers gets you a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
It gets you Minerva under some cases. It gets you every holy grail of G1 you could think of
is doable.
is doable with this statue's budget, you know, that you would be spending on it. So that's where I say to myself again, who is this aimed at? Because even the most hardcore of hardcore that are going like, man, I really need to get a Grand Max one day, they're not going to then go put their Grand Max money into a statue.
Yeah.
You know, so, and you got to really like Megatron like I do in order to even consider that then. So it's a tough pill to swallow, but I love it. I think it's great.
Mr. K, Mr. K, can
Yeah, getting that signed.
Can you sign? Yeah, this please. Sure.
Whoever brings that to a
Ooh.
con, and by the way, TFCon DC coming up, David K's a guest.
Ship
So
it there, ship it back. And you know what you
whoever,
could also do? You could get a rubber ducky, and it'll be to scale almost.
yeah, it's true, eh? Jeez,
Put
the
it in
thing's
its mouth.
this thing is so big you can put the rubber ducky in its mouth. Seriously, it's true. But yeah, it's just this thing is so freaking huge that anyone who brings that into a autograph signing line has got to have the most dedication ever. Like you're just like pushing it like a crate.
Mr.
You know?
K, can I get your autograph so I could put it on a tempo so I could put it on my toy, my giant statue in my yard?
Seriously. Either way, it's great. I dig it. Just way too expensive.
I won't be seeing it anytime soon. But yeah, I appreciate the craftsmanship, the work that's going into this thing. It literally looks like almost like a Jurassic Park kind of prosthesis, I guess is the best way to put it.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Like one of their puppets that they have to paint and really get in there and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm just like going through the pictures bit by bit. And I'm like, okay, I really appreciate this, but yeah, that's huge. That is a big guy.
And $120, 1,200 American. That's about like that's about like 1,700 Canadian right now.
Yeah,
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. That's a car. It's
Pretty
a
much.
crappy car, but it's a car.
Yeah.
You know. So